Say hi.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going, everybody? I'm skipping the pleasantries for today in order to talk to you about adopting a bird and how to handle that bird. Both Sam and Cookie are adopted, rehomed birds that are older. Cookie is about a 10-year-old blue and gold macaw. We believe that she's a female. We have been told that she might be a male. Doesn't really matter for us. We treat her the same regardless. She does go to both me and my husband quite easily. I personally think that she favors me a little bit, but that's just been through our experience handling Cookie. When we first got Cookie, we were both a little nervous of being bitten because she would bite at our hand quite frequently when we offered it to her to step. When we got her from the bird store that had her on consignment from her old owner, they told us she was able to be handled. She preferred to be on the shoulder and she was difficult to get down from the shoulder, didn't really want to stand on your hand or your arm, would go straight to the shoulder, which is totally normal. For an adopted bird, I definitely don't recommend that you have them on your shoulder or near your face when they're unknown. It's also a position of authority to be up on your shoulder. So I recommend trying to do your best to train the bird to be held on your hand or your arm. So right away when we got Cookie home, Mike went pretty straightforward with touch training, target training with our chopstick and clicker, and Cookie actually responded to it really well. She has always been afraid of the hand, didn't want us touching her foot as a way of holding her foot on our hand. We put our thumb over the foot. We've been taught that through BirdTricks. It's supposed to provide a sense of security. I know a lot of people probably are very uncomfortable when birds make an aggressive movement towards you, like hitting you with their beak or biting you. And with Cookie, that was her defense mechanism because she was really insecure, because I think that maybe she just didn't trust being held that way. So it's something we're actually continually working on. We've had Cookie for almost a year. I believe it'll be a year in August. And I'm hoping that I have video here to show you, just to show that Cookie wasn't perfect when we first got her. She was also really heightened. She did a lot of eye pinning and jerky movements and didn't seem very trustworthy of us. You just weren't quite sure, were you?
Why don't you just grab what you're
Okay. So just ask her to step up. Try to keep her on your hand. And then ask her to step down onto the T-stand and give the treat to the T-stand versus on you. Do
Okay.
not give the treat on you.
Yeah. Come on over here.
Click. Nope. Without a clicker?
Make it look bad.
It's okay. Try going a little lower. Yeah, sorry, it's not cool. Then go forward. Go there. And a treat.
I know a lot of people try to do the things that they have been told they should do by the previous owner, and I don't recommend that. I think it's important to set precedent that the bird is in a new place and there's nothing to be afraid of. There is no reason to mistrust, and as long as you work patiently but consistently with your bird, I think you shouldn't have any problem forming a new relationship. One of the problems that Cookie had, because she is a larger bird and people who aren't comfortable with larger birds tend to jerk their hand away whenever you put your hand forward to pick up the bird and the bird moves towards your hand with their face instead of their foot. That is something that you can train your bird to do, is not use their beak in any form towards your hand. They just should lift their foot up when you offer your hand forward and then step onto your hand, and you cannot jerk away. That is where the mistrust forms. Birds use their beak for everything. It is like their third hand. So in cases where they've been unsure about stepping for you, they'll use their beak as their sense of security. And for Cookie, she was using her beak because she was unsure, and I'm thinking that was likely because her wings were clipped. She probably was insecure about her ability to balance or fall. I actually have a lot of video with Sam. It was difficult for me, and I think I learned through my experience with Sam, because I was really nervous to offer my hand because Sam always used his beak and he would bite and pinch right onto our hand and frequently breaking the skin. I actually am not quite sure why he was doing that. I know in my assumptions, I think birds use their beak because they're unsure about what they're about to step onto, and it's their way of ensuring they don't fall. I don't believe that Sam's wings have been clipped at all recently, but his previous owner did tell us that he bit a lot. When you're gaining their trust to step onto your hand, you cannot be jerking away even if you know you're going to be bitten, because you're just going to continue to show them mistrust. That being said, I don't think that you should be bitten every time you reach out to pick up your bird either, but it's something I've learned with Sam and Cookie that I get a positive result every time when I use a treat. She's so jealous. Come on. Sit. She wants me to take her over and give her a treat. Cookie and I have built a really good relationship. I don't have any issues with her misbehaving or being nasty towards me. What you saw was the worst that she gets, and you notice that I didn't just walk away. I tried again. Are you pretty? Woo! I think the problem becomes when you walk away and the bird is taught that, oh, they can get you to go away by biting at you or being threatening. Say hi, Cookie. Hello. She loves standing on my wrist. Pretty. Oh, good girl. A little better. Oh, pretty. I found being consistent and not shying away when Cookie is aggressive towards me has really actually helped her trust me more. And when she steps onto me, she behaves really well. Ironically, never runs for my shoulder unless I'm trying to take her in the shower. For some reason, she just really doesn't like the shower here, which is funny because her prior owners told me she loved taking showers and would be all noisy and flap her wings. Hi, Cookie. Hello. Sam, on the other hand, always bit us. I did some training with him, and I think the mistake that I was making was that I wasn't holding the treat up and forward, which is something that I did in my last video with Sam. I'll link that below for you. Sam now, he's been here for what, 6 months? I don't think it's necessary to have waited 6 months in order to have built a more positive relationship with Sam. I know that life tends to get in the way a lot, and we have a kid, and it just seems to be a little bit overwhelming trying to fit in training with 4 birds and building relationships with 2 adopted birds that came with a lot of baggage. Sam just started building that relationship on his own. I always stop and talk to Sam. He hangs out in the kitchen with me about all day long. So there wasn't anything that he wasn't getting as far as building relationship. He's been learning how to fly throughout the house, which is something that I think he was cage bound before, so he wasn't able to do that. I don't even know how he can still fly. I thought his muscles would have surely atrophied. I know I make it sound like adopting a bird is sort of an overwhelming or difficult task, and it is. It's definitely something that you should not consider lightly. But if you're looking for a bird, I would definitely suggest researching, talking to maybe different avian vets in your area, as well as any bird rescues that might be present. That way you can see if there's a bird that might be a good fit for you, and then definitely research whether or not you think you can take the task and be willing to put in the effort that is required with having a bird. It's definitely more work to have a rescue, but these birds deserve just as much love as any baby bird, and you can probably save money adopting versus buying. You're safer going through a rescue or an avian vet. Our avian vet here in Largo, Florida is Avian and Animal Hospital. Dr. Zellner is one of our favorite people in the world because she's so wonderful with us and our birds. And they have a ton of lovebirds as well as I believe in Amazon that are there for rescue looking for great homes. So that would be a great resource if you're in the state of Florida to go check them out and give a really well cared for and loved bird a good home, because I know that they're running out of space over there. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave us a comment if you have anything to say, and we will see you next week. You guys take care.